phone and says, "Hey, Donald, do you want to come speak at this event with me?" Donald says, "Sure, be happy to." So now you got Ted Cruz and Donald Trump on the same stage at what was an event to showcase Ted Cruz. You got to ask yourself why.
Well, I think you said why a couple of weeks ago when you predicted that they'd be on the same ticket.
Well, yes, sir, and I firmly believe that. I believe that Senator Cruz has already been tapped, and this is just to be VP. This is just one more in the column of proving my theory correct, and I do believe he's going to be the selection, because there's no way, if you're number 2 or 3 or 4 down the line, or in his case, he's only polling at some 5% nationally or something, there's no way you're going to invite the front runner to an event that showcases you.
Right.
In front of millions of people on television and hundreds of thousands in a crowd. I don't believe there's got to be something more to this. There's no way he would invite the front runner for that. It doesn't make sense.
That is huge. I'm not surprised, given your prediction, probably a month ago.
Well, yeah, I firmly believe something's going on, Tom.
They would be
fabulous.
They would be unstoppable together. I mean, that's Texas.
Yeah, I truly do.
That gives them Texas, Florida. What the heck?
Oh yeah.
What couldn't they?
It gives them everything.
What couldn't they win? They've got the Hispanics everywhere. They've got, oh my word.
Well, as you know, Trump has extended his lead in Iowa. He's just got a huge lead in Iowa now. Carson's now in second place. He's left second, but he's still way beyond the margin of error for polling. Trump is now leading in North Carolina, which has been a blue state recently. He's now leading there. He's leading in most states, and he's leading nationally by double digits.
Yeah. And I'm surprised that Carson is doing as well as he is. I mean, he says all the right stuff, but he just doesn't have the strength, what's the term you use, gravitas, of a fighter.
Well, he's smart. Now, my underground is telling me that he's going to be tapped for Surgeon General. That's what my underground is.
I'll tell you what.
I don't know the validity of that, but that's what they're saying.
It certainly sounds what we would expect, because we had this conversation months ago when this whole thing started, and I was telling people, when they say, "What, Trump can't be president, he doesn't know anything about politics." Well, you don't have to know a lot about politics. You hire the right people for that, and that's all Trump has ever done. He doesn't know how to build a darn hotel. He knows people he hires people that do, and they do the right job. And he's named Gowdy, right? Or is that just our hope?
No, he did. He actually tweeted that out about 3-4 weeks ago. He actually tweeted Gowdy.
I mean, he's going to pick people that everybody's going to be cheering for, not just for him, but he's going to have the dream team around him, instead of just a bunch of communists and professors like Obama did that nobody knows, but you can look at the background and see they're anti-American. With Trump's team, Trump would pick a team that he would get elected for. Even if people didn't like him, they're going to vote for him because we want him we want Trey Gowdy as a attorney general. We want this guy as this. He's going to build himself an ideal team that'll make you cry for joy.
Absolutely, and I want to stress one other thing: the selections that he's making is going to virtually make him unbeatable.
Yeah.
He like Gowdy, for instance, and Cruz, if he selects Cruz, which I think he's going to, would seal the conservative base, and he would have them no matter what. So now you've automatically got 40 to 50 million votes before you ever run a television ad. And there's nobody else.
I don't think he's going to. I don't think Trump's going to ever run an ad. He'll be the only man ever elected without running a single ad. He doesn't need to. All he needs to do is pick up a microphone, and he's got 30 minutes of free airtime from all the stations.
Well, I'm going to remind you that you said that when I send you these videotapes from Iowa, from our local television, where he's running 17 out of 24 hours worth of advertisement, because he's already bought up 1.5 million.
Oh, really?
In Iowa, and that, yes.
Huh.
And that just swamps Iowa, and I'm going to have my belly full of Trump advertising. But I want to, and I love him, don't get me wrong, but, anything can get old. I want to go back to Sam Clovis, because the key position that Sam was tapped for was to be a senior advisor, okay?
Yeah.
Now, Sam, remember, he is a right-winger. He is one of us. He is a constitutionalist.
Right.
He is... everything we stand for and love is Sam.
Yeah.
And Sam's extraordinarily intelligent, or Mr. Trump wouldn't have tapped him, right?
Exactly.
So he's going to be sitting with him in his offices in New York City advising him. I think what you're going to see shortly, and Sam's also a debate guy. He's an expert on debate.
Debate prep?
Yes,
Good.
He is an expert on this.
That will come in handy.
Exactly. That's where I'm going with this. I think you will see Trump shift further and further to the right as time goes by, and become much more proficient in his speeches, in the way he delivers them, as well as his debate. I think Trump is about to become an extraordinarily formidable candidate. Forget about the celebrity factor.
Yeah.
He's fixing to become a real live atomic bomb on that stage, and he's going to be tough to beat.
Yep.
Because he is doing exactly what you suggested, surrounding himself with very, very knowledgeable and experienced people.
And listen to them, and he's smart enough to do that too.
Exactly.
I mean, he doesn't hire the best architect to build the building and then just say, no, this is what I want. He listens to the people that he gets in to advise him and steer him right. And that's why he's who he is. So, Ken, can you stick around?
Absolutely.
Folks, we'll be right back with Ken Crow, political guru, political insider. And we got a lot more coming up.
It's that time again. It's what you've been dreading all year. It can be confusing, difficult, even painful. It has driven countless people to worry and to despair. It's something you hate, but something you have to do. It gets under your skin, and it can get you in over your head. It is income taxes. Now it is easier. It is faster. It can make you happy. It is less expensive than H&R Block and TurboTax. It will get you your biggest refund faster. It starts free. It is efile.com. efile.com. We make income taxes fast and easy.
How's it going, JR fans? Nick Libretti here, and today we're smoking the Oliva Cane Daytona. Another home run from the Oliva Company. Guys, this is the Cane Daytona. Medium to full body Nicaraguan smoke. Habano wrapper on it. Burns really, really nice. Hints of coffee. Really, really creamy, flavorful smoke. This thing changes flavors on me 4 or 5 times throughout the cigar. It's excellent. 3 words I would use to describe this thing: impeccable, complex, and out of this world. That's more than 3 words. Stop counting. We have 3 sizes, everything from a 46 to a 60 ring gauge. Get them right now at jrcigars.com.
Hi there, my name is Mark Cranenberg and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to talk about my favorite order from Chicago Steak Company. It's the Classic Prime Assortment. Alright, well let's open up and have a look what's inside. So right away we've got 2 6-ounce filet mignons. If you know anything about steak, it's really rare to see filet mignons with that kind of marbling in it. Just beautiful steak. And then next we've got the 2 12-ounce USDA Prime strip steaks. Just look at how thick these things are. They're just beautiful. Again, beautifully marbled, amazing steak. Then we've got 2 USDA Prime ribeyes. And if you like steak that is just mouth-watering, this is the steak for you. With all that marbling inside, you'll see it's thicker. The marbling is a lot thicker. That just means more moisture throughout your steak. Now we've got 6 USDA Prime top sirloin steaks. These are the steaks that everyone's going to love. And then we're moving into our next package. Next we have 16 4-ounce gourmet Angus steak burgers. These are amazing burgers that everyone's going to love. And to top it all off, they give you 1 container of my favorite steak seasoning of all time, the Chicago Steak Spice. And you're going to love it too. So there you have the Classic Prime Assortment, my favorite and your ultimate steak experience. So be sure to order your steak today at mychicagosteak.com. I'm Mark. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and we'll see you next time at mychicagosteak.com.
Tom O'Halloran has a not-so-common core spelling lesson for the Obama administration. Ready? There is no K in America.
There's kids that can't pray in school, $100 tanks of gas. I can tell you right now, this country ain't supposed to be like that. No, that ain't my America. That ain't this country's roots. You wanna slam, hold on to Sam, but I ain't letting you. Yeah, I'm mad as hell, and you know I still bleed red, white, and blue. They ain't us, and that ain't my America. Oh no, that ain't my America. No, 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 no. That ain't my America. Oh no.
And we're back. This is the Patriot Radio Show. I am your host, Tom O'Halloran. Before we get into the show, I want to do a real quick self-promotional commercial type thing. I haven't recorded one formally, but I've just launched Tomball Computer. That's Tomball, computer.com. If your computer's running slow and laggardly, if you've got pop-ups, or if you can't get where you're going, or if you've got to open a website, then go get a cup of coffee while it loads, give me a call. My phone number is 903-445-8281. I'll connect your computer remotely. I will clean it up, fix it up, and make your computer run like new. I can make an old computer run Zoom. Give me a call. We got fixed pricing. We can take care of viruses, just slow old computers, and make them actually usable again. Again, that number for Tomball Computer is 903-445-8281. We're going to bring my good friend Ken Crow back in with us. Ken, are you still there, my friend?
Yes, sir, alive and well.
Outstanding. Now, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
If Trump does indeed pick Ted Cruz to be vice president, is there any reason they can't go all 50 states? I see him beating Ronald Reagan's previous record.
Well, I would love to see it, but I'm being a realist. Minnesota is extremely left. There's only a couple of congressional districts in Minnesota that goes Republican. The rest of the state's Democrat. And, you know, our favorite nitwit, the U.S. Senator, the comedian Al Franken's from Minnesota. I don't see it happening in Minnesota. I don't see it happening in California simply because your population base in the L.A. basin is so heavily slanted. Orange County is Republican, but the rest of the area is largely Democrat. And then the Bay Area, you know, where Nancy Freak Show Pelosi is the congresswoman from San Francisco, I don't see it happening. I don't see California. But, you know, with the Hispanic population,
That's what I was saying.
even Cruz is on the ticket, I'd say flip a coin.
Yeah.
I can tell you that Oregon, you know, Portland is just rabid left now. It's just gone. Oregon, bless their hearts, they've gone off the deep end. So it doesn't matter. He's going to pick up. If he takes Cruz, he's going to get 40 to 45 states, and he'll totally dominate. It'll be a landslide, and he will have pretty much free reign. What I do see happening, and this is the neat part of this, I do not see Boehner surviving after this next election.
Thank God.
If Trump is elected and Cruz is elected, I see Mitch McConnell and John Boehner going away.
Thank God.
And then I see somebody like Marsha Blackburn becoming Speaker, who I really wanted to be Speaker this past time.
Yeah.
She's the congresswoman from Memphis, and she is she's a righty like us, and she's she's partially Tea Party, partially, you know, tries to get along with people and not inflame. I think she would be an outstanding speaker.
Well, I think Mitch McConnell and Boehner are probably two of the best people to have in office. I mean, if you're Obama.
Well, sure, absolutely. They love him. But what I see coming out of this election is not just Trump winning, but I see after the midterms in 18, I see a shift right in this country. You know, when the pendulum goes way far to the left, the pendulum will swing back.
Yeah.
And it usually goes the equal amount that it went the other way. And I see literally a conservative revival in America saying enough. We've had enough. We've got to stop this. And I honestly think that's what you're seeing right now. And that's the reason Trump's popularity is where it's at.
Yeah.
People are saying enough is enough. We've got to do something, folks.
Yeah. And if the campaign, the electoral fraud is so great that Trump doesn't win, I think you're going to see the South rising again.
Absolutely. Now, my question is, though, you've got the Christian conservatives. I wanted to bring this up because tomorrow night you can go on Eventbrite and get your tickets. They're having another family leadership event in Sioux Center, which is right outside of Sioux City, Iowa. And it's going to feature, it's a family leadership conference, and it's going to feature Bobby Jindal and Rick Santorum. And they're your two main speakers for that event.
Cool.
And so if anybody's in the neighborhood and wants to drop in, hit Eventbrite, you can get your tickets. Bobby Jindal is an extremely dynamic speaker.
Yep.
And he's very family-oriented. And I'm really hoping that Mr. Trump will find a good spot on his cabinet for him, because he is he's Americana. I know he's Indian and what have you by birth, but he was actually born in Shreveport or what? Anyway, Bossier City, someplace down Louisiana. But he's about as patriotic as it gets.
Absolutely.
And
no,
I love Bobby Jindal.
He's a great guy, and he's done wonderful things for Louisiana. So, and in education as well. Maybe you'll pick him for education.
Absolutely. It would be great for education. They've got their mess straightened out down there. I wish America would go the way Louisiana has in the education department.
Exactly.
That would be wonderful.
I think that'd be a good spot for him. Let me ask you.
And go ahead.
I want to go back to the debate thing for just a minute. I've heard that CNN, who's hosting the next debate, is going to do what they did for the first one. They take your rankings in the polls and decide who gets to be on the stage for the main event. Okay? But I've heard that they were weighting them. They were going to take your rankings before the first debate, where there were 3 polls, and then take 1 poll after the debate, which is extremely nonsensical. Because everything should be weighted on after the first debate. Now that people have seen you, how are you doing? If they do it this way, it may keep Carla Fiorina, even with her surge in obvious popularity, it could keep her off the stage again.
Well, that's absolutely correct. And what they did was there were 9 polls done prior to the Fox debate.
Yeah.
And Real Clear Politics averaged them all, and that's what they went with. Okay, I didn't particularly agree with it, but it's fine, it's done, it's over. And now Carly, in the last 3 or 4 polls, has done extraordinarily well, and she's risen dramatically in the polling. She's now I think she's ranked 5th or something. She's 3 and 4 in a couple of the different states.
Sure.
And so what they're doing is they're including the old polling to drag down the averages in the new polling, and it's going to keep her out. And I think that is absolutely reprehensible. We need to talk about what's going on today.
Exactly.
Not prior to.
I'm glad you saw that.
I agree with you.
I'm glad you saw that, because that just, to me, who cares what they were polling before the campaign, before the first debate? Nobody knew who they were. That was their opening. That was their coming out party for most of them.
Well, the other one that really gets me is the Republican Party. Republican National Committee actually is discussing verbally in the media banning Donald Trump from any future debates.
Yeah.
Which they can legally do.
Yep.
But they're if they want a war that they can't win, and I can tell you now, that will pretty much destroy the Republican Party.
Yeah.
Because to take the front runner and go, well, you won't pledge your undying allegiance to us, so we're going to throw you out. You know, George Will wrote about that last week.
Yeah, he's disappointed me.
He's calling on them to throw him out of the party.
Yeah.
And that's, Tom, I do not feel good about this. I think that will have a backlash of the likes of which they won't be able to put down.
Oh, I agree. And Donald Trump can easily market the heck out of it. I don't pledge allegiance to a party. My allegiance is to America.
Absolutely.
They want a puppet that will dance to their tune. That's not what I'm about. Oh, he could take this all the way.
Oh, he would use it and capitalize on it all the way to victory lane, because there's no way the Republicans are going to be able, if he really wants to apply pressure, and he can do this, he can pick up the phone right now, make 2 or 3 phone calls, and he could raise $100 million a day.
Yeah.
for infinitum, and there's no way the Republicans can compete with that.
Yep.
They just can't. And they are literally committing suicide. I mean, he said, okay, I've got $400 million set aside right now to run this thing, but if need be, I'll put $1 billion into it if I have to. And that's before he calls friends. That's just his money alone.
Right.
And you know darn good and well, he can pick up the telephone. He calls somebody like Carl Icahn and on and on and on.
Yeah.
And this thing would be a bloodbath.
Yep. Icahn, the Koch brothers.
Bloodbath.
Icahn, the Koch brothers, get half a dozen of those guys to put a couple $100 million in each, and you'd have a pretty nice nest egg. Ken, he could raise
$1 billion in a week.
Ken, can you stick around, brother? We had a little bit of audio issues. We had a late start. Can you stick around for one more set?
Absolutely.
Outstanding. Folks, stick around. We've got more coming up right after this.
Girls, I know the one place where you are guaranteed to find a great guy. You know, the kind of guy that carries you off on horseback and flies you to Paris and likes to talk about his feelings. He's at the movies. Well, in the movies. Where else will you find a funny architect with airbrushed abs? Girls are lining up for guys like this, but not you, because you bought your tickets ahead on Fandango. So adios, long lines, and hello, handsome astronaut, brain surgeon, spy.
Make a date with Fandango, your ticket to the movies.
Family night at the movies is a tradition. It really bonds us together. I love you guys so much. Especially this one. I mean, of course, there's all the, his popcorn's bigger than mine, and she's hitting me. Fandango makes it all so easy with tickets in advance. Honey, you enjoy the chick flick? Kids, you enjoy the animated movie? Daddy's gonna go watch things go boom. That's how we do family movie night.
Bring your family closer together with Fandango, your ticket to the movies.
Girls, I know the one place where you are guaranteed to find a great guy. You know, the kind of guy that carries you off on horseback and flies you to Paris and likes to talk about his feelings. He's at the movies. Well, in the movies. Where else will you find a funny architect with airbrushed abs? Girls are lining up for guys like this, but not you, because you bought your tickets ahead on Fandango. So adios, long lines, and hello, handsome astronaut, brain surgeon, spy.
Make a date with Fandango, your ticket to the movies.
Family night at the movies is a tradition. It really bonds us together. I love you guys so much. Especially this one. I mean, of course, there's all the, his popcorn's bigger than mine, and she's hitting me. Fandango makes it all so easy with tickets in advance. Honey, you enjoy the chick flick? Kids, you enjoy the animated movie? Daddy's gonna go watch things go boom. That's how we do family movie night.
Bring your family closer together with Fandango, your ticket to the movies.
Boost Mobile believes you deserve more choice. You can pick your phone, pick your plan, and you can even pick a new spokesperson and sell that phone.
The Samsung Galaxy S5 will rock your face off!
Give it to me through tears. Get unlimited talk, text, and data. Starting at $40 a month. Wow.
Pick your phone.
Pick your plan.
And pick your next spokesperson at boostmobile.com.
Visit Boost Mobile through the RER Marketplace.
Patriots, have you ever wondered why Google, Yahoo, AT&T, Comcast, and so many others offer free email? Who offers free stuff these days? They do it so that millions will sign up with them. Then as these people send what they think are private emails, the emails get scanned and tagged according to the content of the emails. These companies then sell your email addresses to companies that are selling things that you may be interested in based upon the content of your emails. If you're a veteran or if you have a vet in your family, go to usvetmail.net. Get an email address, your name at usvetmail.net. It's not only private, but it shows pride in your veteran or your pride of service. We never scan our clients' mail, and we never, ever sell or share your information with anyone. Thank you.
I reckon a storm's a brewing. Reckon so.
Reckon you got a hotel?
Reckon no. Money's tight.
Reckon Priceline Express deals can get you a great deal wherever you mosey.
You reckon? We reckon. I reckon our work here is done. Vamonos!
Express deals. Priceline savings without the bidding.
Think he's happy?
Oh, I reckon.
Tom O'Halloran, holding the line against tyranny from Washington, D.C.
I am America, one voice, united we stand. I am America, one hope to heal our land. There is still work that must be done. I will not rest until we won. I am America.
And we are back. This is the Patriot Radio Show. I'm your host, Tom O'Halloran, and we're on the phone today with my good friend Ken Crow, political guru. Quick question, off politics, sort of, for just a minute. Have you heard that President Obama is going to try to rename Mount McKinley?
Yes, sir. He's going to call it Mount Denali.
How does one man have that much authority? This just ticks me off. To get such an anti-American scumbag in office, to give him the power and authority to rename something that is part of American history?
Well, Tom, I normally agree with you on a lot of things, most things. On this one, I got to defend the president.
Folks, that was Ken Crow. He'll be back with us sometime next year. We'll be moving on to the... Okay,
oh,
go ahead.
Brutal.
Go ahead. Justify your standing with Obama and throwing me under the train.
I'm not throwing you under the train. I read an article yesterday, and I did not know this, okay?
Okay.
It seems that Alaska, in the state legislature up there, has been calling Mount Denali now since 1978. It has been this way. They called it Denali for hundreds of years. The natives had there, okay? The national park that the mountain sits in is Denali National Park.
Right.
Okay? And it's been this way since Teddy Roosevelt, I guess, made it a national park, or whoever did. At any rate, the natives up there and the native Alaskans have always called it Denali. The only people that were calling it Mount McKinley were Rand McNally road map and a few people down here. Everybody else up there in that part of the world calls it Denali already, and they have forever. So I'm not going to defend Obama, but I'm going to say he's not that far out there by doing that. To me, it's not a big deal. It turns out somebody, whoever it was that discovered the mountain, named it McKinley because McKinley was the president at the time that they scaled it or discovered it or whatever the case was.
Yeah.
And McKinley never even went there, never looked at it.
Huh.
I read that yesterday in a
that is a little
article. So
that is a little enlightening.
Yeah, I didn't want to beat you up there, partner, and I didn't want to make you look, but that was the deal. Everybody up there calls it Denali. We're the only ones that don't.
Huh. Shouldn't that be something that the Congress does, though? I mean, if it's just cause for whatever reason, that should be something that Congress does. Yeah?
I do agree with that if they're going to change it, officially change the name of a major national park or mountain or whatever the case may be, I think that should be a congressional act. It should not just be, President today decides he wants to name it Mount Obama. No. I disagree.
Yeah,
with
I guess we should just count our blessings that it didn't change it to Mount Alinsky or something.
Or Mount Michelle. Yeah.
Right? Oh, don't even bring up the words Mount and Michelle in the same. Oh, all right. What else? What else have we got? Let's go to the Democrat side for a couple of minutes. What is Michelle? Or what is Michelle? What is Hillary going to do? Is she going to stay in it? Is she going to drop out? Does she have a chance?
I am predicting, this is my official prediction,
okay,
that Hillary will end up being forced to drop out. The Democrats are going, you'll never see it in the papers.
Right.
She will end up saying, look, she'll come up with some kind of something, medical thing or something that gives her the excuse to drop out. But the truth be known, Debbie Wasserman and gang have cornered her in a back room someplace and said, hey, look, Hillary, you're causing us way too much grief. You're going to have to get out of here.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to happen. I think her days are numbered. This email thing, it now turns out that there's no disputing the fact that she was forwarding on and receiving classified and top secret emails on her private server in the Hillary Clinton barn in Chappaqua, New York, and those are felonies.
Exactly.
And I don't think she can survive this. I really don't.
No.
Through all the Clinton miracles over the decades and the blue dress and everything else, impeachment, the whole 9 yards, none of those rose to the level of this because this involves national security.
Right.
The rest was just Clinton stupidity or hormones involved or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
This is national security. This is a big deal.
Okay.
And they're going to have to send a message to all followers down the line, secretaries of state, vice presidents, chairman of the Joint Chiefs, whoever. Do not go buy your own server and do not try this again.
Right.
Or this too will happen to you. And David Petraeus got slammed for having something, I know you know, but just so your listeners.
Sure.
You have your grades of secrecy are confidential, which means it could cause an issue, but not likely.
Yeah, don't put it on the internet.
Secret. And secret is, this could potentially be a problem. Top secret, you don't go anywhere near that. That can actually cause America grave danger. So you're not allowed to put this stuff. Well, Petraeus had a confidential document in his drawer at home that he had given to his girlfriend, who also had a top secret security clearance and worked for him. But he wasn't supposed to give it to her or something. I don't remember the deal. Anyway, he gets forced into retirement, nearly gets prosecuted, has to cut a plea deal to keep from being prosecuted. What Hillary's done is literally 100 times worse than what Petraeus did.
Yeah.
And I don't see her surviving this. I just think that when they come back from their summer break, Trey Gowdy gets back in his seat, they start convening, I think she's going to have huge problems because she's scheduled to testify before Congress sometime next month, the middle of the month sometime.
Yeah.
And I don't see her making it, partner.
Okay,
I really don't.
I think it's
they're going to force her out.
I think it's a given that she's going to be forced out. I think it's a given that she's going to be indicted. The question.
I don't know about the indictment part because she was a Secretary of State.
Felony is felony. The indictment may have to come after Trump gets into office and gets a real attorney general, but an indictment has to happen. Now here's the interesting quandary. If they indict her now, and if I was Hillary, I would say go ahead and indict me, and get a pardon from Obama, because once this gets dragged out so far that she doesn't get indicted until Trump gets into office, she's not going to get a pardon. She's going to spend a lot of time in prison.
That's absolutely true. And although I don't know Trump, because she was First Lady, she was a U.S. Senator, she was Secretary of State. I don't see her getting indicted, but I do see them telling her, go away and we'll leave you alone. Don't raise your head again. Go be a grandma, write a book, see you later. And they may let her by with that. Me personally, I can't, because we've never had anybody that high ranking ever be indicted before.
Yeah, this is
I don't know.
We've never had anybody that criminal and that scumbaggish at that level before. I'll bet you I'll bet you a good steak dinner, not your little roadhouse thing. I'll bet you a nice steak dinner that she puts the orange on.
Well, okay, you're on.
All right.
The reason I'm saying I think she's going to go away primarily because Bernie Sanders is nipping at her heels in Iowa now. He's within a few points of her.
Yeah.
And the Democrats can now see, hey, wait a minute. We've got a legitimate chance with Bernie, and if we put Elizabeth Warren on this ticket, or Biden picks up Elizabeth Warren, I think you've got a problem. Biden's actually leading in Ohio, and the guy hadn't even announced.
Yeah. Do you think Biden could beat Bernie?
Yeah. I think Biden could beat.
Oh, I'd like to see that. I don't even want to see a communist as a nominee. I mean, even though they wouldn't beat Trump, he wouldn't beat Trump. Just the idea of an actual out and route communist on a ticket, that would just.
I agree with that. That is frightening. Just the fact that he's there.
Yeah.
It's frightening.
Yep.
But yeah, I think Biden's going to get into this race. I think he's coming into the race to allow the Democrats to get rid of Hillary. Because Hillary is bad mojo for the Democrat Party at this point in time. Her numbers are plunging. She's going the wrong way. She's a horrible candidate, and she has felony charges hanging over her head.
Yeah. Other than all that, though, her future is bright.
Now, I think she needs to go home to Chappaqua and call it a day.
Right? Okay. Next question. What would you like to talk about? What question haven't I asked you that you'd like to get off your chest? We just got a couple minutes left. Take it anywhere you want to go.
Well, I'm gonna do some shameless free advertising.
Do it.
Citizens for Trump, folks. Citizens for Trump is founded by our great friends and compatriots over at Patriotic Warriors, and Crow's Nest is signed on. I believe the O'Halloran Show likes them too. It's all grassroots all the time. We are building an army to help Mr. Trump get elected. And you can spend gazillions of dollars on advertising. In the end, if you're going to be successful as a candidate, you got to have your army on the streets, knocking on doors. You got to have rallies. You've got to have education. I got a frog in my throat.
Hey, while you're
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
Long story short, go to citizensfortrump.com, pledge your allegiance to the Trumpsters, get involved, donate if you can, and let's help this great American get elected and save this country.
Sounds good, brother. Would you do me a favor, or
Yes,
let me do you a favor, or whatever? Put a bug in Tim's ear and have him give me a call. I'll have him on for an hour later in the week.
I will put a bug in his ear. I'll see what I can do for you, sir.
If he'd like to do that, I'll give him a segment or I'll give him a whole show. We'll just spend the whole time talking about what they're doing and what he wants people to do.
Absolutely. I'd be honored to do that. I'll be talking to him when I hang up with you, so I will do that.
All right. And then you and I will touch base a little bit later today and talk about the Red Nation Radio. Red Nation Radio, folks, I haven't talked about it on this show. I have a radio network in addition to this show. It's rednationradio.com. If you've got the hankering to do a radio show, this is the way to do it. It's a conservative radio station. For only $75, you can have a 1-hour show every week for political or right-wing, conservative, right of center anyway, radio. So if you're interested in it, give me a call. My number is 903-445-8281. Anyway, anything else, Ken?
That's about it this week, partner. I'll bring you a bunch of news next week that's brewing right now.
All right, good show. You got the insight. You know what's going to happen before it even starts happening. That's why I like. That's why I like having you on. We get the inside information that's going to happen next week. All right, brother. You have an awesome weekend. We'll talk to you later today. All right.
Thank you, my friend. Bye-bye now.
Bye. Folks, as always, you know what? Monday is one of my favorite shows because I do have my good friend Ken Crow on every week. And if you haven't been watching on a regular basis, you got to make it every Monday. I hope you tune in every day. But if you're not going to make it every day, you got to tune in on Mondays because Ken comes in and gives us great inside information. Good day, America. God bless you and yours. This is Tom O'Halloran. I'm out.